to a video tutorial about word problems, and particularly problems involving percents and then discounts. So here's a problem. We have a television at our local electronics store, has a listed sales price of $1,599, $1,599. When we say listed sales price, that's the original sales price. However, we also see that it is on sale for 30% off, which means out of the original price of $1,599, I'm going to take 30% off of it, and once I take that off, that'll have the sales price. So our problem is, how much is the sales price of the television? Okay, so to do these kind of problems, a lot of times what I like to try and make a little chart to understand the flow of what's going on here. So we have $15.99. Let's kind of label that's the original price. Original list price. By the way, this is a good strategy for any word problem, is kind of rearrange what you know in a different format to kind of help understand what's going on. So I'm making kind of a little chart here. So that's my original list price. I'm going to take off 30%. And if I think about it, if I take off 30%, well, how much does that leave? Well, the original list price would be considered 100%. That's the whole amount, the original full amount of the problem. So if I take off 30%, that means it remains 70% of which I still have to pay. Okay, so it's good. I have 100%, that's my $1,599. I'm gonna take off 30%, that's how much is being discounted, but I still have to pay 70% of it. So you can approach this problem a couple of different ways. I'm gonna show you both of the ways to do it. So one way is to take $1,599, $1,599, and I'm going to subtract off the 30%. So 30% as a decimal, I would write it as 0.30, 30 over 100, and I'm finding 30% of that price. That's one way to do it. So if I did my order of operations, I would first calculate, well, what is 30% of $1,599? Once I found that amount, then I could subtract it from $1,599. And if I pull out my calculator really quick, 30%, 0.30 times 1,599 is $479.70. Whoops, didn't do that. Put the comma in the wrong spot. 1,599. All right, so I would subtract those two, and I would see that my price ends up being $1,119.30. So that's one way to approach this problem. We use the 30%, and I realize I'm taking off that 30%. The other way to do it is to say, okay, if I'm taking off 30%, that means I'm really only actually paying 70% of the price. So I could say, well, what is 70% of $1,599? So I pull out my calculator and do 0.70 times 1,599. And that also equals $1,119.30. Both of the ways are legitimate ways to tackle this problem. One just deals with the fact that I'm taking off an amount. The other deals with I'm still paying this other amount. But it gets into the idea of how well do we understand percents. The original price is always 100%. Make sure in these types of problems, what I see students do a lot of times incorrectly is they take 1,599, they find 30% of it, which is this amount right here, $479.70, and boom, they put that down as the answer. So 479.70 is 30% of 1,599, but that's not what I'm asking to find. That would be how much I'm discounting off. I asked to find what is the sales price? What am I still paying? So be careful as you're working with word problems, when you're dealing with percents, that you're actually finding what it is that you want to find. You're answering the question that you're trying to find here. So we are having to pay $1,119.30. That would be the sales price of the television.